Hi, and welcome to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I am your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins. I am a modern mystic, and I am here to share with you the beautiful wisdom and stories from women that desire to lead their lives inspired by the divine within them. The divinely inspired woman is devoted to walking the path of her soul's calling, tuning into the divinity within to navigate life with ease and grace through all circumstances. She cultivates beauty in her daily life. She is here to share the most authentic self each day through thick and thin. So I hope you'll enjoy our show today and that you will leave with an infusion of inspiration for your soul and for your day and living your life. Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins, and I have a beautiful, amazing guest here with me today, Karen Goldstein. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you. So grateful to be here.
Oh, I'm so delighted to have you here. Karen, let me just tell you a little bit about Karen. Karen is a gifted intuitive energy guide, Akashic Healing guide, ceremonialist and conduit, devoted to supporting others in remembering their inner wisdom and embodying their infinite self. She is here to serve humanity and Gaia through the great age of change. Mm-hmm. With decades of experience in various healing modalities, Karen has developed a unique approach to healing that combines her deep intuitive abilities with her deep connection and love for the Akashic records. Through her work, Karen helps her clients uncover the root causes of their physical, emotional, and spiritual challenges and guides them in transforming their blockages into the brilliant light of their soul. Karen also supports individuals in getting to the root of their outdated patterns and beliefs that they created or inherited through their lineage and create a pathway for transformation and expansion. By accessing the Akashic records, Karen is able to provide insight and guidance on a range of issues from relationships and career to ancestral and genetic lineage to spiritual evolution. As a healer and a conduit, Karen works with the divine and holds a gentle space to support her clients in their healing. Her compassion and intuitive approach creates a safe and supportive space for individuals to explore their inner world and tap into their own innate wisdom and healing abilities. Her mission is to help individuals remember the innate love that they are and to support humanity and Gaia through this great age of transformation. Yes, 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 yes. So, Karen, now that I've got you in this space, what is on your heart today to share about being a divinely inspired woman?
Oh, goodness. Maybe to start off with that it's not always pretty, that this work that we're doing, I'm doing, that you're doing, that we're all doing is often portrayed that it's filled with a lot of sparkliness and twinkliness, and that's in there. It's baked into it. But to get to that requires a real deep commitment to ourselves and to our paths and to really welcoming home all aspects of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All of ourselves, right? All of it. The messy humanness and the beautiful graciousness of the divine that lives in us.
And to see beauty in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the gifts of this human experience, is that we get to experience the twinkly, sparkly, and we also get to experience the heartbreak and the hardship and the pain and all the icky feelings too. And even though our human self doesn't always enjoy that, our soul is in rapture when we do.
Right. That's like to feel deeply, you have to feel both sides of the spectrum. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Just it needs to be fully felt on all levels.
Yeah. All of us. There's a lot of teaching going on that's about embracing the light and being the light. And within that, people often think that they need to skip over the embracing of their parts that feel ashamed or parts that feel unworthy, and deem those parts not worthy or not lovable. And it's those very parts that hold so much of our gifts.
I agree. Yeah. I'm just tuning in, letting spirit guide our conversation here. And what I'm being asked, or what I'm being guided to ask is, this is funny, but can you talk a little bit about your connection with Gaia? It's not funny, but I saw fairies, so you made me giggle. But would you share a little bit about that? I know you have a really, deep connection with her, and I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
Our audience would love to hear.
Yeah, thank you. Well, yeah, you and I do share a connection with the fairy realm, so not surprised that they are making their presence known. So thank you, fairies. And
Yes.
as a little girl, I always felt a very deep appreciation for nature. I always felt good when I was outside playing with the fairies. And at the same time, I didn't really feel good about having a human body. That felt really awkward and uncomfortable. And, later on, it became just a place of not wanting to be in it and finding ways to not be in it, not consciously, but unconsciously. And what I've learned through my healing is what a beautiful reflection Gaia is for our human bodies, and to see the reflection, because everything in life is a mirror for us if we're willing to see it, whether it's another person that we are in communication with, or in this instance with the planet, and seeing the beauty in Gaia, in the water, which to me is like the water, is like the representative of the blood that courses through our veins and our arteries. And the trees and their branches, the way that they reach out, are like the I don't know all the anatomical terms, but like the parts of our lungs, the bronchioles and the alveoli and all the we are made in the mirror image of Gaia. And I've always had this deep appreciation for the beauty in this world, and how awe-inspiring it is. Give me a good view and I am happy. I could just sit there forever. And to use that as a tool to reconnect with my body and find my own inner beauty, because we are reflections of each other.
I'm appreciating that.
And also there's a deepening of an honoring too, by learning to honor Gaia, honor, the way she is, the way I interact with her, and walk upon her, is also reflective of how I tend to my body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is so true. That is so true. When we begin to be aware of our body's needs, then we're actually in a place where we start to notice how we are treating the body of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what are, and you can all, if I ask you something and you don't want to, answer it, that's fine as well. But this came to me is there a way that you connect with Gaia, like daily, or is this just like a constant sort of connection for you? I'm asking you this because I have a really broad range of listeners, and they may be curious and how you do that.
Mm-hmm. So where I live now, I'm fortunate that I have like a backyard that I can go out and put my feet on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But there were many years when I lived in an apartment that I was, a few floors up. And there wasn't access to put my feet on the earth any place local. So I had to find a plan B.
Mm-hmm.
And so breath is one thing that breathing, and not just breath, but breathing intentionally is one way that I connect with Gaia, because she's the supporter of life, this beautiful air that we breathe in. And we have this opportunity to breathe in intentionally. What is it that we are choosing to breathe into our being and anchor into our being? And it doesn't have to be a big, long process. It can be just a few breaths, early in the morning, which is sometimes what I do. Sometimes some days are more, chock full than others, and some have less spaciousness. And so longer spaces, I love to go for a good run, which is really meditative for me. And I get a lot of downloads, and my lungs feel cleansed and my body feels strong. And it helps me to give my body something, or gives my mind something to do, which is to focus on my body not falling.
Right.
So it frees up the rest of me to just be in connection with Gaia and take in the beauty that's there being reflected to me.
Yeah. I so get that. I so relate to you with that, the need to, when the body is moving and breathing and the mind is busy making sure that you don't fall off the curb or in a ditch or something, that you can really connect to that life force, right, within yourself and all around you. So get that. And there's something you said that I want to ask you a little bit more about, and it has to do with the mind, and the fact that many of us, our mental body and our is so structured, and it's been almost overdeveloped, and it sort of inhibits our connection to the more subtle realms, and that is that something that you've personally worked with in your life, and do you have anything you'd like to share about that?
Yeah, I love that question. I have a very strong mind, and for a long time I was in battle with it, because my thoughts were just so critical and so disempowering to me, and I didn't know how to break free from it. And I had this awareness, and I don't know if it's probably a quote that exists, but it landed in me, which is that the journey from the journey from the mind to the heart is the most important journey that we will make in this life. And that is something that I use as a navigation tool. When I feel a little bit chaotic, it usually means I'm in my mind. And it's not that the mind is a bad thing. The mind has a really beautiful purpose. It's very good at organizing things. It gives logic to things. It puts things into place.
Yeah.
Our heart doesn't operate in the same way. But there is a way that they can live in harmony. And it takes time for our mind to surrender and trust the heart. And for me, one of the first things that I started to implement was to question my thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
to really look at them from the place of observation, and to not believe them, to stop believing them. And I got to become aware that my mind was just there protecting me, because underneath I had fear. And of course I have fear, because we all have fears. Every day, if we're not leaning into a new fear, then we're not evolving. So for me, it's become a practice of becoming sovereign over my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. So as you, any listeners, I just want to repeat what you said, that quote, or maybe it's your quote. I don't know. The most important journey is the journey from your mind into your heart. And is that do you feel like that's part of the work that you do out in the world with others? Is that a significant, piece?
To support people in remembering the love that they are. We've all had experiences in our lives which gave us many, many excuses to close down our hearts. And I've had them too. And I had a list of reasons why I should not open my heart to certain things. And I started to look at it from the opposite way. Like, what's the opportunity here if I choose to keep my heart open instead of close it down and go into protecting myself? Like, what would that open me to? And it's a courageous thing to do, to, muster up the courage to keep the heart open, because it's vulnerable, and it might require you to say some things to someone. It might require you to come to a truth within yourself. It might require you to actually finally receive the love that you've always wanted to.
That's important, isn't it? To allow yourself to receive love. And we can only do that when our hearts are open.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I love working with the Akasha, is because they are this continuous field of the remembrance of love.
The remembrance of love.
They love us. We are loved so unconditionally. And so to be able to hold a space to bring that energy, that frequency, that message, that place of healing through, to bring more love anchored here onto this beautiful planet by way of anchoring it inside ourselves. Delicious.
Yes. More of that. I love that you said that. I love that you said that. So we were talking a little earlier about, in this discussion here, this chat. It's not really a discussion, but that about the light. Like people are only want to bring in the light, and it almost feels like it's not so much about just the light, but it's just the love, just to bring in love into the light and into the dark, because the love can go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's needed.
Yeah.
Right. So you're like a love alchemist. Giving you a title.
I love that. I accept that title. And I just want to say, for some people that are like, I can't figure out how to love, those parts of myself that I can't figure out, start with or start having just a little bit of compassion for.
Yeah.
There's many ways, many pathways to love.
Many pathways to love. That's another one of your quotes, Karen. Many pathways to love. Compassion, liking. What are some other ways? Forgiveness. Beautiful. Yeah.
Surrender.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Freedom.
Nice. Yeah. Freedom. Mm-hmm. And would you say that, let me just tune in again, because I want to make sure that this is coming in uncluttered by my words, my mind. There's something about the collective energy around love and what love means, and how this particular way that you support love coming into the world is much different. And I can't quite put my fingers on, or my finger on what it is, but there's a definite shift in the way that people think love is versus what it actually is. Is there anything you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think part of that is there's, going back to what you said about the mind, that people are trying to love from their mind, and
yes,
we don't love from our minds. We love from actually from our entire beings.
Yes.
And so I'm sure everybody has one thing or one person or one, even if it's a favorite song that they love.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that can be used to access that energy of love. And that's the place to cultivate from. Use that as a place to cultivate muscle memory, to build the love muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're fed a lot of stuff about what love is. Movies, there's, countless romance stories out there, countless, family specials, and, whether it's love of a relationship or a child or a pet or a job, like there's all of these images of what love is supposed to be. And it's not that black and white, because we all experience love in our own unique way.
And in that, there's freedom. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I can feel that shift from thinking what love is from up here, down into what love feels like in my body. I think is where the answer that you just gave me to the question that I asked you about the difference between the idea in the collective of what love is and what it actually is. Because you could love your stuffed animal bunny from when you were 5 years old, right? You can still feel the love for it if you have it. Or if you think of it, you can bring that feeling up in your body. And that brings me to this next question that's coming in around, the inner child, right? And healing your inner child. And I don't know why I'm bringing that forward. Do do you work with the inner child a lot? Okay.
I do. And
Okay.
I love my little girl, but I didn't always.
Yes.
It took me some time until I got to come to that place, because I grew up the oldest of 3 kids.
Mm,
So I was a parent at a very young age, being, the one who had to set the example and all the things. And
right.
so that magical, playful, imaginative part of me kind of got pushed to the back burner. And I created a story and a belief that, like, being a child was like immature and childish, and like all those things were not good. And then I had this experience one day when I got to connect with my inner child in the most beautiful way, where what she showed me was that she is a part of me that remembers who I am before life happened.
Right.
She is the purest, most authentic, most badass, most magical, most wisest part of me.
Mm-hmm.
That is the essence of where I am. So now when I'm feeling a little off and I'm needing to recalibrate, I go to my little girl, say, "What's up?"
Yep. Yep. They know the little child, that innocence, knows what we need, knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More innocence, please.
More innocence, more gentleness and play. There can be mischievousness for sure.
Oh, yes. Well, you play with the fairies, how
You play
playful
with
they
the
can
fairies. There's some
be.
mischievousness, but I know that I know you have a really deep connection with Gaia, and with the elemental realms, and the plants and all of that. But I also, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I from what I know of you, you have a very strong connection with the angelic realms as well. Yeah. Yeah. And is there anything you want to share about that part of your gift, your gifts that you share with the world?
I love to connect with the angelic realm. I'm very energy sensitive, so each different, like the Ascended Masters has a different kind of a flavor to me, and the angelic realm is just like the sweetest, most soul soothing, loving, gentle, sometimes fierce, depending on who you're working with. Because the angels have also an image of being, winged and floaty and soft, but they are they're badass protectors.
Yeah.
And guardians, and there's nothing wimpy about them. Nothing wimpy, and they bring a benevolent love and care for all of humanity. They are really here in support and service, and as guardians over us. They are, there's this story around the angels being the protectors against evil, but truly what they are they're defenders of the light. And that's pretty amazing. And to connect with the angels, just all you need to do is just ask, just invite them in. They're here.
Yeah.
Everyone has access.
And that's true. And I'm still going to say that you have a very profound, pronounced gift at connecting, whereas some other people, it might not be as clear, but they'll get it, or they could cultivate it. But I think for you, it's a pretty clear, natural channel. And I know that you're a messenger, right? I think that's what I've heard, through you. You're a messenger for different realms, and is that true? Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not. So I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been sitting, changing that a little bit because I appreciate the interaction, like I'm not here just pounding information. I receive information and all of that, but I'm really here to facilitate support and healing and to support people in finding a landing place for what comes through.
I love that expansion on that. Yeah. Feels good. Yeah, it's both. Yeah, that's beautiful. So is there anything else that you any pearls of wisdom or anything else about what you do in the world or your journey that you'd like to share with the audience today?
Just really encouragement, this to be on the planet at this time is a really talk about being incarnated at a time when it requires a lot of bravery and a lot of courage. And that if you're listening to this, you are very brave and very courageous, and to just to continue walking your walk and showing up for yourself in the most loving way, because the world needs you. The world needs all of us and needs us, especially together as a collective, joining forces, because together we are infinitely stronger than we are alone. And it's taken me a while to remember that I'm not alone. I've been a lone wolf for a lot of my life. And so I invite you, to anyone who is listening, you can let that lone wolf go and just know, just open up, and the angels are here for you. Your guides are here for you. There are people that are here waiting in the wings to know you, to support you, to receive from you, and just to be on the journey along with you.
I love that love journey, that open-hearted journey, right? Yeah, together and togetherness, unity consciousness. So we're coming to the end of our time here together. I would love to continue chatting with you, but we'll do it again. But can you let people know how they can connect with you, or if there's particular offer or something that you have out? Because I do know you have a business, so that's why I'm asking you. Not all of my guests do, but yes, yeah. How can people find out more about what you do?
So I'm reachable on social media. I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook group called Cosmic Love Notes, which it's free to join. And I gather and I host monthly healing circles where I open to the wisdom of the Akasha and share what wants to. I don't know. We get guided on a journey every month, and they're all different, and they support on many levels. So that's available. And then I'm also available for one-on-one. I offer Akashic consultations, and I have some packages available. I have a 6-month deep dive program where we get to work deeper and more intimately with each other. And then I have my angelic oracle readings that are a lot of fun, that are half-an-hour readings that I pick some cards and I share what wants to come through from the angelic realm for you. And those are really sweet and deeply healing. Yeah. And I just want to clarify that the work I do is not about going to a psychic or having predictions made. It's really about for those that are, you've worked through an issue a number of times and you're beating your head against the wall, like, why is it showing up again?
Right.
And get to the deeper levels to really, support you in becoming at peace with it and, clearing the root and supporting you in stepping forward from a new perspective.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I encourage you all to check out Karen. Do you have a website, or is it all on Facebook?
It's all on Facebook right now.
On Facebook,
on Instagram
okay.
too. Instagram too.
So we'll go ahead and give you the links in the comments of this episode. And thank you, Karen, so much for playing with me today in this conversation about all kinds of lovely things, loving things. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of The Divinely Inspired Woman. Stay inspired by the divine and all those things that make you light up with love, right?
Amen.
Amen. All right. Till next time, everyone. Bye-bye. Much love. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Divinely Inspired Woman. Again, I am your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins, and I am so glad that you joined us here today. I hope you left with some soul food to inspire your daily life. And if you would like to learn more about my work, please check out my website, patriciawaldhopkins.com, and you can find out more about my divinely inspired practice and tools. So, thank you again. Have a beautiful day. Hi. I'm dropping in here with an announcement about a program, a new mentorship that I am offering. It's called Voices of Gaia, and it's about bringing your voice, your leadership, your life in alignment with Gaia's guidance. So if you feel called to learn more about this program, it's a beautiful, rich program where we dive into your essence, and if you so desire, we develop your business around it and really blossom into your whole lifestyle, this wisdom from Gaia that wants to be spoken through you. So if you feel called, reach out to me at patriciawaldhopkins.com. That's patriciawaldhopkins.com. There's no hyphen between Wald and Hopkins. And I would just love to hear from you and see if this is a good fit. So thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.